Like I wouldn't get all fancy in this one. Let's see here. There's 10 folks here already. Ain't that something? We'll give it just a minute.
I really see my rings around my eyes. Looks like I put 2 circles.
It does like you put 2 circles on.
Maybe I need to start wearing tinted goggles outside.
You could do that.
Think that would help?
That would help. Just get you a bigger hat. That's what we'll do.
Well, I've been wearing a hat every day.
Oh, have you? Oh, man. All right, we are on. Can you guys hear us okay? That's the other thing. Everybody can hear us? Let's see here.
Morning from Australia.
I saw that. Howdy from Massachusetts. Yes, they can hear us.
Okay.
All right. Good. Good. This is going to be a quick one. We're not going to be in here too long. This is actually, well, I say that. I was going to say this was the first day that we felt pretty decent, but the day before yesterday, we felt pretty good.
We all felt pretty good.
We all felt pretty good
that day. And then it was like the next day.
Yesterday was horrible.
We all crashed again.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was bad. We didn't even, I don't think I even went outside at all yesterday. I didn't even saw sunlight.
Well, we have been alternating jobs.
Yeah, we've been
with feeding animals.
Tag teaming everything.
the if there is a good part to it.
Right.
Mary Carl and I got sick last Monday, 7 days ago. And we were sick Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday before Jason started.
Before I got sick. Mm-hmm.
And that was probably our worst 3 days.
Yeah.
Was the first 3 days, meaning mine and Mary Carl's.
Right.
So you took care of feeding then.
I did. And then that Thursday was when I got symptoms. I still didn't feel that bad. So I did it that Thursday. But then that Friday, it hit me like a ton of bricks.
And Friday was the first day that I had tried to feed solo. And I didn't think about driving the little side-by-side. I, just walk like I normally do. And boy, I realized right then that this stuff will take a toll on you.
It does. We've been driving. That's what we do now is we just get in the side-by-side and we go to each pasture to the greenhouse. We don't walk like we normally do.
No, Mary Carl's good. She's good. Walking. She's she's taking care of her pigeons. Matter of fact, she just vaccinated a couple of them that needed their routine vaccinations, and she did it all by herself. So she's not overdoing it, but she's recovered quicker than the 2 of us have.
Yeah, she has. She really has. I guess that shows that the younger you are, the
harder you fight,
the faster you can get over stuff.
That's right.
It is. Brooke's mom's okay. We've been totally away from her. She's not been around us for 7 days or maybe 8 days, but she hasn't been around us. So she's fine.
Well, the thing is she has had a urinary tract infection that's been pretty severe, that's disabled her from taking care of anything outside for us because of her being down. But thank goodness it's something totally different.
Yeah.
If there is a good in it, it's not something that she'll finish up her medicine tomorrow. So no, Wednesday. So the medicine's got her a little loopy and she's just in recovery mode, kind of like we are, but two different things going on at the same time.
Yep. I will say this: it's not the worst thing I've ever had. Not for me. I've had the flu maybe 2 or 3 times, and it was pretty rough.
I saw somebody said, "What did y'all have?" We had that dreaded virus that's been going around.
Yeah.
We won't let to you and say the word.
Yeah. A lot of times they'll
block you.
Yeah.
So if you know what I'm talking about,
starts with a C.
Starts with a C. And this is our first time to have it.
Yeah, this is our first time.
We feel fortunate to have gone this long and not gotten sick. But, eventually it catches up with us. And just seems to be so contagious.
Yeah, it does. And that's what it's been like. It's been sort of like the flu, kindish. My biggest thing is y'all. I had it. Started feeling bad on Wednesday. Had it full fledged on Thursday. Then Friday, I was feeling pretty bad. Like Friday evening, I started getting a sore throat, and that's odd to get a sore throat in the middle or a few days after something. Usually it comes at the beginning because that's when your first line of defenses. But it felt like I had a feral cat turn loose in my throat. It hurt for today's the first day that I've gotten where my throat does not. I mean, it was hurting so bad that when I sneezed, it would bring tears to my eyes. It was rough. I've never had a sore throat that bad, but
and Mary Carl did as well.
Yeah.
However, my throat just hurt that Monday, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
But up until yesterday, Mary Carl's, she would have tears in her eyes from her throat hurting so bad.
I mean, it is terrible. And then you'd feel good for an hour. You think, oh man, this thing's it's headed its way out. And then the next 4 hours, you feel terrible. It is crazy, really crazy.
And I slept half the day today. I hadn't been sleeping during the day. You've been doing a lot of resting, and we want you to recover as well as us. But Mary Carl, she can't sleep during the day. And excuse me. So I've been kind of staying, not fighting sleep,
right,
but just resting, if that makes sense. Not sleeping.
We all been resting big time. I saw a lot of y'all asking about Nugget. Nugget's 100%. He's 100% A-OK, and everything is cool. No more issues whatsoever with Nugget.
No issues with Nugget.
100%.
He's well.
Way better, yeah.
One morning I went out to feed. I don't know what day it was, and I knew I needed to cut off the Moody and the goat's electric fence. And so I went over to unplug it, and it was already unplugged. And when I came back in, I told Jason, I said, look, none of us are in any shape to go chasing after these boys. And I realized it just slipped your mind to cut the fence back on, and they're not going to cross it.
They're not going to cross it.
But in the condition we're in, we can't take any chances.
No.
So from that point forward, we've been real careful to plug the charger back in to make sure those boys are in there.
Vitamins, we've been taking. We're big vitamin people, anyways. We take a multivitamin and vitamin C every day. 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day, plus our multivitamin. But I read that 2,000 milligrams is the max on a daily for that you can take. So we kind of bumped up our game with that too. But we're big vitamin people, so we've been taking our vitamins, drinking a lot of. Gosh, I don't know how much water we've drank.
A lot. The last time that I went and picked up water, because as y'all know, we're buying bottled water because our Kemper water is terrible. The last time I went and bought water, I don't know what came over me, but I bought 3 cases. And I'm so thankful I did, because it's almost like I was being prepared for what was to come. We could have drank water out of the faucet if it came to it, but having something on hand is just kind of like a cushion. And
plus the faucet never gets cold.
No, it's like
it's coming out of a water hose.
It's lukewarm consistently, and that's no fun going down. Mary Carl and I did lose our taste and smell, and she and I still don't have any of that. No matter what we eat or drink, it just tastes like nothing. So I can tell something's crunchy or soft or whatever, but
Ozella and the babies. We've seen them twice. We just didn't have the energy to really go over there.
Mary Carl and I rode the Beep Beep down there.
Yeah.
I think we went to go get a popsicle or something down at the barn. And she still had her 5 babies.
Still got her 5 babies.
And that was reassuring. We do have her some water sat out in the areas where she was frequenting. So she's still not brought them. Once she took them out of the chicken coop area, she's left them. They're just roaming in the woods. And, a lot of people were asking in that video, why didn't we put them in the enclosure we bought for them initially when we moved over here?
Because it's got ducks in it.
It's full of ducks, and we didn't have an empty place that is big enough to put her and her babies in. So, and she wouldn't have wanted it anyway. She wanted to.
That would have stressed her out.
Yeah,
really would have stressed her out.
She would have done what she does when she gets in stressful situation, she just goes round and round, and that's what she
Mhm.
would have done. So while it may have been best to save her children, she didn't want to do that, and so we let her go, and so far so good.
Yeah, so far so good.
I'm getting hot now.
It's getting hot, ain't it?
I don't know why.
I got it set kind of high because I know it gets cold and everything.
Well, I was cold when I first came
We
in.
actually, it's not a lot, but we're getting some mist and rain outside, so the cloud cover cools the campers down.
It does tremendously.
I cut the air up a little bit. They cut back on in. It'll start coming back on in a minute. Start cooling off on us.
It was kind of a bad time that it hit because we needed to get sheetrock delivered. We needed, what else did we have?
Sheetrock delivered. We got the sheetrockers coming. We had a generator delivered. We had the shiplaps got to be picked up and delivered. The sheetrockers came today because they were scheduled to come today.
And we have had no contact with anybody that's came. Air conditioner. They came and hooked up Mama's air conditioner.
Air conditioner guys got that going.
And all while we've been in the camper. So
yep.
We not wanted to expose anybody to the sickness we have.
Yeah, no.
And y'all, you may already know this. I don't know if you do or not, but Tracy and Jean over at Just Dig It Farm, they have it as well.
They have it as well.
And
they sure do.
They're going on about the same days as us. Jean, Tracy's husband, got it the same day that Mary Carl and I came down with it. And Tracy got it. Everything okay?
Yeah, people saying the volume's low. Let's see if that's better.
Tracy got it on about the same day you did.
Yes.
So we're following that same pattern. And we were around them the Friday before we all got sick. So we don't know where it came from. Nobody was showing any symptoms. It's just been kind of a awakening, knowing you got mouths to feed and people to depend, animals that depend on you, and you got to carry on.
I'm glad that we didn't get it the same time. I actually thought I was going to fight it off, y'all. It was 3 solid days. I had 0 symptoms whatsoever, and I started thinking that, you know what? Maybe either I'm asymptomatic, or I'm going to fight it off. I'm not going to get it, but I got it. I just kept on thinking, here we are, and this thing's supposed to be super contagious, and we're living in a 30-foot camper together. And
there's no way you can not get it.
Yeah, I was like, if I don't get this, this would be a miracle, absolutely miracle. But was good though. It was good that it was 3 days apart because I handled everything.
That was our lifeline.
Yeah.
I remember that Wednesday night when I was constantly asking you, still no symptoms? Still no symptoms?
Yeah.
Mary Carl and I had been laying around all day, and you would take care of stuff outside, and you came in and you said, my throat feels a little bit tight.
Yeah.
I knew right then. I said, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. It never did start hurting or anything, and it was slow. That one was weird because I remember that day my throat got a little tight. I felt like I was getting hoarse, but, didn't feel like I was feeling bad or anything like that. And then throughout the night, it was just like slow, gradual. It was crazy, just slow and gradual. And then when I woke up that morning, I was sick, but I still didn't feel that bad. But as the day went on, the worse and worse I got. So,
I was going to say that Sunday, while you were editing Monday's video a week ago, Mary Carl and I took it upon ourselves to get some things done on the aviary.
That's right.
And we had a 2-foot section at the bottom that I knew that she and I together could get that wire stapled on and get started on it. And it was hot that day, Sunday. It was hot. And she and I worked outside all day long, felt perfectly fine. And we actually rode over to Prattville that evening to get some wood to finish the aviary up.
That's right. It felt perfectly fine. No issues, no symptoms, no nothing.
And no, we're not using the word. We're not saying the word. We haven't said it not once.
Yeah. But the aviary, hopefully, that thing may be finished by the end of July.
No, it's gonna be finished before then because I realized that I can do it.
Well, I said that because I didn't know how good we're gonna feel.
Oh goodness.
So yeah, by the end of July,
you know,
I'm thinking it'll be ready.
Just what kills me is I think I'm Superwoman, and I go out there and I'm like standing there filling up duck pools, and the next thing I know, I'm having to squat down to fill them up because I have no energy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened? I mean, I came out here with the full, full steam ahead, and now I know it's my body telling me to rest.
Right.
But you got to take care of your critters.
Yeah, we got to take care of the animals. So, but we've been pacing ourselves.
Yeah, we've been pacing ourselves.
We would even, like some days, we may do Moody and the boys and Nugget and the geese, and then come inside and rest, and then come back out and do the girls and the chickens, and come back inside.
Well, I tell you what's been most time consuming for me, and I realize I got the bad end of the deal.
Wow.
After doing all this feeding and such. All right, so on a normal daily routine, I take care of the girls.
Yeah.
And Peaches. Well, Peaches is a girl, but
right.
The girl goats, Peaches and Mildred. And I take care of all the chickens, the ducks, the peacocks, the turkeys, whatever, in that last pen down there.
Right.
Well, I realized that I got the bad end of the deal. And we fixed to make some changes. Because it takes a long time to take care of those chickens.
Oh, it does take a long time to empty those pools and fill them back up.
It takes a long time. I'm just kidding about that. But, I realized that that's the most time consuming.
It is.
Because...
watering the greenhouse takes the time.
It does, but I don't mind that.
Oh, okay.
Being sick.
Oh.
I can walk around with the water hose. But that strenuous having to dump the pools out, fill the waters up, and
I got you.
And then feed was an issue. Oh my gracious! So
there we get low on feed.
So one day, Jason had been taking care of the critters, and we had been robbing the boys' goat feed from the girls because we knew we were getting low. And when it hit at the right time when we just hit the bottom of the barrel, and the goats didn't have any feed.
Right.
So I called in some feed and let them put it in the back of the truck and no contact, and took care of that. But we didn't get but a bag at a time because we don't have the energy to unload it.
Yeah, we don't have the energy to unload it.
We were out of laying pellets, which never happens.
Yeah.
We never give out a chicken feed. We keep that barrel full, which holds 5 bags. We were at the end of the barrel.
Yep.
So I had to buy a bag of laying pellets and dump it in the automatic feeder.
Yeah.
It just
it's okay though. It's all good.
It's all good. We're gonna get over this, and
we're way better.
We're better.
We're way better.
But I do realize that it's gonna take time to get back to where we were.
Yeah.
I even told Carl, I said, look, baby, we're gonna finish your aviary, I promise you. But it might not be in the next couple of weeks. And she understands that.
She does.
We were on a roll.
We were on a roll. We've been on a roll on the aviary.
We've been on a roll, and we're ready to get those beautiful Crown Victorian pigeons moved into their new aviary. And while she's been sick, she's been showing me ideas of what she'd like for the aviary. And it's good to dream. But I don't see how we're going to do some of it once we get the wiring close.
I don't either. We'll figure it out. Also, I want to say too, to people that don't follow us on Facebook, if you're just a YouTube person only, we were getting, I don't know how many emails a day, people asking about us, because we didn't post a video and they didn't know. If you don't know, always check our Facebook page. Even if you don't do Facebook, just check our Facebook page. I can actually type in update real fast, but I did post updates about what was going on with us, and I do in the past because it's so easy to do. Facebook and Instagram, and also there's a community page on our YouTube channel. So if you go to our YouTube channel and look at the top, it says community, and I can make posts there too, just like Facebook and Instagram. And I also post daily updates there as well. So if you guys want to know what's going on, if you don't see us posting a video or something's up, always check those 3 places.
But also, still, that Facebook page.
Facebook and Instagram.
Hog Squad
Fan
Club.
Yeah, don't go there.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
That's not any affiliation with us. I think somebody started that with good intentions, and it's just kind of gotten out of hand for not being... They don't monitor.
Monitor anymore.
But it has nothing to do with us. So if you guys follow that page, you may want to unfollow it.
Yep.
It's Cogkill Fan Club, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's no affiliation.
No affiliation to us.
We are Cog Hill Farm.
We're Cog Hill Farm. And eventually one day we'll get that fancy blue check mark like Lester's got. I've applied for it, but they said I wasn't quite famous enough yet for it. So one day we'll get our little blue check mark. But that's why we don't have the check mark. And that helps out if you do have the blue check mark.
But I will tell y'all this, that they delivered the sheetrock. And
oh gosh,
I was doing everything by phone.
Days, yeah.
Everything was being done by phone, obviously, because we didn't want any contact with anybody. And so we mentioned in our last live, I believe, that our supplier that supplied our building materials in Maplesville, Alabama, was going to supply our sheetrock.
Right.
It was in, it was kind of getting hard to find.
Right.
And so those guys said, okay, is it okay if we just drop it off? We really don't have the manpower to put it in each individual room.
Or they make a special truck for sheetrock, and we contacted some sheetrock places, and they wouldn't sell it to us.
They didn't want to sell it to us.
Short supply of sheetrock right now.
It may not be everywhere, but it is right here.
Yeah.
And so, we were to the point where our sheetrockers were ready to work. We didn't have any sheetrock, so Jason asked them, is it okay if they just set it kind of like off the side of the porch?
Right.
And they said, yeah, that'll be fine. So that's what we did. We had them stack it on the side of the porch. Well, after they delivered it late that evening, after it cooled off a little bit, Jason and I went over there, and y'all, the stack was 10 foot tall.
It was tall as the porch roof.
It might be taller than 10 foot.
And my first thinking was, man, them sheetrockers, when they come Monday, they're going to be cussing and mad at me.
And it was 4 by 12 sheets, which is a big sheet of sheetrock. Sheetrock's not light. Of course, that's what they do for a living. But,
yeah.
I'm thinking we had it covered up so good because it was the biggest chance of rain in like 3 weeks since it's been delivered.
Yeah.
And we had it covered up so good, we thought. But then we saw some gaps in the bottom of it. So
as the wind blew, and
Jason and I were out there trying to do our best to wrap it up better. And
we did.
Oh my goodness, it was the pits. We felt terrible that day.
That was a bad day.
But we got it. We got it
wrapped up, and lo and behold, they showed up today.
And while I was outside.
And y'all, those sheetrockers, those two, and they're awesome. Love those guys to death. They took every single piece. It was 197 pieces?
Something like that.
Around 200 pieces of sheetrock, 4 by 12, and put it inside the house.
Let me tell y'all something.
Even though that they weren't going to need it all at that one time, they could have just carried it piece by piece. But they knew the weather, they knew the situation, and they did that for us.
And I was outside taking care of things, and I had been kind of on and off taking care of things, pacing myself. So by 9 o'clock this morning, I looked over, and y'all, they had all the sheetrock in the house.
All of it in the house.
All of it in the house. I don't know what time they started. I was sleeping hard at that time when they got here. But it just amazing to me. We asked them later in the text today, were they mad at us for the sheetrock being like that? And they said, no, we got it. No problem. So
we got it. Also, Brent and them came one day while we were sick, and they finished up your mom's screen porch.
They finished up Mama's screen and porch, and we were thankful for that because, at this point when everything becomes important, because you're leaning towards being able to get moved in.
That's right.
We were able to get in touch with some countertop people.
Yes.
And we picked all of it out, kind of knew what we wanted, but told them, and they said that they may be installing Mama's countertops at the end of this week. If not, it'll be next week. So you know what that means.
Just moving on.
The only thing left in her house is getting the water turned on and the faucets installed.
Yep. Once the counters come in, then we can have that done. We can get the plumber back over here, and he can finish your mom's house up.
Yep, that's right. So that'll be it for her house.
That will be it for her house.
Besides the couple of light fixtures that have to be hung. My mom's okay. I see that keep continuously coming.
Yep. Your mom's okay. Your mom's okay, and Nugget's 100%.
Nugget's 100%. Yep. Ozella was fine when we saw her day before yesterday. She still had 5 babies.
Go ahead.
I was reading.
Okay.
I don't know what I was going to say, but we're just going to have to pace ourselves, and
Yep.
probably won't be any flower cutting going on or
That's right.
things that we would normally do. Our green stalks are still alive. I'm so thrilled. That would have just been terrible if we had lost those beautiful planters, but they're still beautiful, and
they are.
We've made sure that we keep everything watered first thing in the morning.
They're looking awesome. Everything's so far is going. I mean, I could tell the flower garden. This is the first time I got up today and actually went and looked at the flowers in the flower garden. I haven't done that since Wednesday, and it's looking really, really pretty. Just a lot of stuff needs to be cut back really bad. But
it does.
All in all, I can't be more thankful to the way things worked out, because it could have been worse.
Oh yeah, definitely could have been worse.
Yeah.
I know when Jason gets sick, he gets very sick, and I was kind of pre-planning for him to be very bad.
I thought it was going to be bad. I really did. But so far, I mean, it's been bad, but it hasn't been that bad. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I mean, I haven't been totally bedridden. I had fever for like 2 days, and after that I hadn't had any fever. So,
and Mary Carl had the highest fever out of any of us, but
she did.
She fought it off, and she's much better now. So,
yep.
I was in contact with a nurse practitioner friend of mine, and just kind of trying to get things in order in case Jason did get bad, and she was kind of walking me through things as to what we could do and we didn't get to that point.
We didn't get to that point. Yep. So all is good.
All is good. Yeah,
all is good.
We're ready to be back to running, feeding animals. Halfway normal. I tell you, it makes you appreciate, your everyday health.
Yeah.
When something goes sour.
It does.
And ours wasn't bad, but there's so many people that.
Yeah, it's been bad.
It's been bad.
Yep.
And, hadn't had any appetite. Have you?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah, I've eaten a lot. all I want to eat, and this is crazy because I'm not a fast food person. I don't drink soft drinks, but all I want to eat is McDonald's French fries and an ice cream cone, vanilla ice cream cone.
Well, I tell you, I've learned to stay away from bad stuff. I've been they want the bad stuff, so I'm eating the good stuff that's left, and I feel like I've lost about 50 pounds, but I know I hadn't, but I just, I hadn't been wanting to eat. How's Mary Carl? Mary Carl's good.
She's good.
She almost came to the live, but she was doing something with her pigeons.
Mind, yeah. She changed her mind, but yeah, she's good. Everybody's good. Everybody's good. I saw somebody say you may want to get the test kits from the free. We had the free ones.
Yes, we had the free test kits.
Yeah. And
well, I'll tell you, I'm the first one that tested.
Yeah.
And as soon as my test got across that T, it put a line, and then it got to the other line, whatever it was. But anyway, it was positive real quick.
Yep. It was positive real quick.
And I really didn't know at that time that that's what it was.
And then the symptoms are spot on.
I knew what it was after.
The symptoms are spot on. And everybody's fine. Moody's good. Nugget's good. The boys are good.
Moody looked at me like, who are you? When I went out there the first day.
I bet he did.
Where's my daddy?
I bet he did.
How come you're not running?
Why are you feeding me?
Why are you feeding me? And I thought that the goats.
They really thought you was crazy.
I had to ask Jason what to do with Moody and the boys because I just don't take care of them like he does. Mm-hmm. And that's his routine. He doesn't know necessarily how to take care of my stuff.
Right.
So he said, okay, the boys have the black plastic bowls.
Yeah.
And Moody has the big blue bucket. And I was like, okay. So I got the boys' food, and I went and I put half of it in one black bowl, half of it in the other black bowl.
There's 2 bowls out there, and I used to use both of them, but it became where it was. So they share so well.
They both started eating out of one bowl, and Moody was eating down there at the end. And I'm standing out there like, I really don't want to be standing here, but why are one of y'all not eating down there?
Yeah.
And so they kept on, and I sat there till they finished eating, and they never went to the other bowl.
And never went to the
because you don't feed them but out of one bowl.
I don't
that's
feed
all
them out
they
of
eat
one bowl.
out of.
Yeah, I started to, I used to do 2 bowls, and they kind of fought worse with 2 bowls because one thought the other one was better. But when I feed them in 1 bowl, they share perfectly.
Yes, and I figured that out.
Yeah.
On about day 3, I knew that feeding them in the 1 bowl was the definite answer.
Yeah.
And they all get along so well. Moody loves his shelter. Seems like every time we go out there and it's afternoon, he's under that shelter, that shade.
He is. He loves it. He loves it. And I'm glad I put the boys at the shelter out there too, because they stay in it a good bit.
Yeah, they do. They do. They all get along.
They really do.
Everybody's happy. And, my little white goat scared me this morning. The little boy.
What happened with him?
Well, we've been calling him Rabbit.
Rabbit.
So I really, honestly, have been examining them, but I haven't been going in there and playing with them because I don't feel like it. So I'm feeding them, watering them, making sure everybody's okay. Well, today he looked like he was 3 foot taller. And I was like, dang, Rabbit, you grew up overnight. He didn't talk to me back. But he was eating food out of the trough. And they've all been eating food out of the trough, I've noticed.
Look how tall they've gotten. I noticed that. I fed them this morning.
No, you didn't. I fed them this morning. You might have fed them this afternoon.
This afternoon.
You don't even know what day it is.
Remember.
So this morning,
yeah,
because this morning when I fed him,
that's right.
He started making this. Gosh, it was a terrible sound. It was not like, "Mama, I need milk." It was like,
What was it?
And I said, "Oh my gracious, something's wrong with him." And so, I stood there for a second to see who it was. I made sure, I knew who it was, and I saw that he had some stuff coming out of the side of his mouth. I said, "Oh my gracious." I'm looking around like for y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't out there. And I go in, and he didn't want me to get him. He didn't want me to catch him. And I said, "Oh no." I said, "I haven't been gone but a week, and my baby don't want me to hold him anymore."
Yeah.
So I finally had to catch him, which wasn't easy. And I put my fingers down in his mouth and his throat, and I didn't feel anything. And I kind of did him like that a little bit. And then he got over it. I think what happened was he had too much food in his throat at one time.
No.
But not that I saved his life or anything.
Yeah.
I think it would have gone down, but I think it was hurting because it was scraping.
Yeah.
That's just my theory. But it scared me a lot. It scared me bad. Because I thought to myself, here I am out here by myself and got a goat that doesn't want me to catch him. And I don't know. I'm reading questions.
Are you reading questions?
I'm trying to.
You want to take a few questions before we go? Because I know we're not going to keep it too long tonight.
No, we're sorry it's quick, but...
Yeah. Which has been 32 minutes, actually.
Wow. That's,
believe it or not.
Is it 32 or 2? Yes, 32.
Actually, been 32. Said the goat may need you to give it CPR.
Well, I felt like that's what I did because it fixed it. The stuff kept coming out of his mouth, and he was much better.
How was the peacocks are all good. We said it earlier, but we haven't had a chance to check on her every day because we just don't have the energy. But we have seen her and the 5 babies.
The thing is she's not staying in the same place. Yeah. One time she might be under the trampoline with all her babies. The next time she might be at the barn. So, it's a matter of a property search to find her and her babies. But we did see them day before yesterday. Her and her 5 babies were all good.
Yep.
Mary Carl was so surprised to see that the little white one was still alive because she said in the wild that'll be the first one to go because it's not camouflage like the rest of them. And which, that's true. I didn't even think of that.
I did. Yep. And I had several people reach out to us that said that they knew about peacocks, and he necessarily may not be a male. So I don't
think it's a male. I think it's just the.
I don't know.
My mom's fine.
Yep, Brooke's mom's fine. Nugget's good. Miss Lewis is fine.
Miss Lewis is fine. Yep. She still stays in the chicken coop. I will say that one day when I was out feeding, I saw a peacock walking down towards where a female peacock. Mm-hmm. I say female because we have 2, and I can't distinguish between the 2.
They're impossible.
She's headed down towards the pond area, And
Oh,
I
goodness.
said, oh my gracious, because usually Miss Lewis stays in the chicken coop area.
Yeah.
And I had sad on
Right.
my face because no babies were behind her.
Right.
I went immediately to the chicken area and found that Miss Lewis wasn't there, so I knew that was
Go
her.
Miss Lewis.
And I've seen Ozella and her babies since
Miss Lewis
then.
has been roaming a little bit, so yeah. Miss Lewis has been roaming a little bit. Everybody, Mildred's good. Everybody's fine. All the 3 babies are fine. Rabbit, Paris, and JJ. Everybody's good.
We need to get these animals to learn how to take care of us when we're sick,
That's right.
instead of us taking care of them
That's
when we're
right.
sick.
That's right. That's what we
I
need to
bet
do.
Moody would get on them all.
Moody would get it.
I bet he-
yeah, Moody would. He would handle everything.
How's the pond going? The pond's still the same, y'all. We hadn't had enough rain. It's a runoff pond, so we're waiting on, probably during the fall is when we'll start to notice it
It'll
filling
start
up some.
filling up then, yeah.
And we hopefully can get the ram pump down to the spring area and start pumping some water. But it's not going to be a big gush of water. It's just going to be a slow trickle. So no matter what we do, it's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
But we got the core of the dam. I mean, the dam's there. The sides of the pond are there.
It's
The
ready.
pond's ready. It just doesn't have water in it yet, all the way.
Yeah, it hasn't rained here at all either. I mean, today's the first day, and it's probably not going to hit 1/8 of an inch unless something happens.
We
tonight.
have the irrigation in the fruit orchard.
Yeah.
But we still have to run a water hose to it because we don't have a water line over there yet. So we've been hooking a water hose up, a 100-foot water hose, and turning it on from the spigot in the chicken coop area to get water to the fruit orchard.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Jason, I guess it was yesterday, I said, we're going to have to water the fruit orchard.
Yes.
And the bad thing is our big, long 100-foot water hose that we've always used to get over there, well, it just so happened to decide to break off at the spigot, and I don't have a piece to repair it. So
we got to get another water hose.
But
What little bit of rain we got today was
it'll hold them over.
to hold them over.
I was thankful for the rain because we're in no condition to go be repairing water hoses.
No, not at all. Not
We
at
can
all.
repair something in the house. But
And the pond should stay full once it gets full. We'll have water pumping in when it needs it, so we should be good at that point. Unless we have like a super severe 2-3 year drought, something like that, then yeah, they would probably start affecting it. But it should stay full.
somebody want to know if this was our second bout of this stuff. Nope,
Mm-mm.
we never had it.
It's the first time
First
that we
time.
know of.
We're rookies.
Yeah. I don't want it again either.
I don't want it again either. It could have been a lot worse, but I don't want it again.
That's right. That's right. Well, all right, y'all. We appreciate y'all. And thank y'all so much for everything. All the comments and messages and kind words and thoughts and prayers. Thank you guys so much. And we'll hopefully we'll be back to normal, semi-normal by the end of the week.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
so too. We just wanted to let everybody know that
Yep.
we look the same and we're gonna be okay.
That's
but
right.
It's just we're taking it easy and we're gonna recover. You know, when somebody doesn't feel well, you don't want to see it. You
Yeah.
don't want to. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Making videos or whatever. So we're gonna be good before we get back to that point.
That's
Maybe
right.
slow.
Slow. Pace
Slow.
ourselves. Yeah.
That's right.
All right, guys. We love y'all. Y'all be good.